It has been a long week up here in the General Assembly, and we're only to Wednesday. Today we had a press conference, and I appreciate all the district attorneys that were there and the victims of individuals who were murdered in the first degree here in North Carolina. I put a bill forward that will restart the death penalty in North Carolina. It has literally been since 2006 since anyone has been executed on death row. 153 inmates sit there right now. We have a procedure in North Carolina for executing criminals who have been sentenced to the death penalty. However, it has been stymied in lots of ways. One way, the medical board, back many years ago, decided that doctors would violate their Hippocratic oath by working on a death penalty case. We have fixed that in the law. This law codifies that so that doctors, along with nurses and pharmacists, don't have to worry about losing their licenses, because our law requires a doctor to actually be involved in the case, as well as many times nurses and pharmacists. The other thing that we do is we require North Carolina's Attorney General to actually report to the Secretary of the Department of Public Safety that an individual has exhausted his appeals and that the death sentence should be carried out immediately. We had one DA get up and actually give us a real-life example of an individual that he convicted many years ago, and he does not know why that individual has not been executed at this point. We have we have 153 others that we know of that are in line for execution, and we need to move this situation forward. We know that the death penalty in North Carolina is the state law. It has been stymied, and there has been a de facto moratorium. We are working hard to make sure that all those roadblocks are cleared and that the death penalty can go forward. This bill also takes RJA, that is the Racial Justice Act, by name only. It's not about race, it's not about justice, it's about getting rid of the death penalty. This bill does what we did last year, and you heard me argue that bill on the floor of the Senate. We got it passed by the House and Senate to overturn the RJA. Governor Perdue vetoed it. It came back to us. A watered-down version that could get through a veto override ended up going out, and that's the law currently. This bill voids all pending litigation, and it voids the Racial Justice Act, and again, Injustice Act. It voids that. Please don't forget that our law is full of all sorts of ways for people to appeal cases when they've been treated improperly. We even have an Innocence Commission in North Carolina that has gone back and looked at cases and seen to it that people are taken out of prison and released when they've been improperly convicted. Does it happen? Very rarely. Do we have numerous ways for individuals to appeal to the North Carolina Supreme Court, to appeal to the circuit, own up to the federal courts, to ask for a writ of habeas corpus, to do any number of motions for appropriate relief? We have lots of things in our law to protect on this. We will not allow any law to come forward to stymie the will of the North Carolina people and to give these poor families, over 100 of them, who have suffered seeing a relative suffer one of the most heinous crimes of all, cold-blooded first-degree murder. We're going to see that justice is performed, that the will of the people, and that our laws are carried out. I am happy to have put this law forward. I will be fighting for it and updating you in the future, and we will reinstitute the death penalty in North Carolina. I believe you can wait to see this happen very soon over just the next few months as it makes its way through the North Carolina General Assembly.